morning, everyone. How are you on this September 11th, 2018 anniversary? I'm Jody Parker of Higher Living Journey, and I'm coming to you today with today's thought. And today I want to talk about raising the vibration. What does that even mean? I talk about this a lot, and it's ironic. I have videos that get shared and go viral, but when I talk about this topic, most people skip the video, and I find that fascinating. I think it's because raising the vibration makes us look inward and makes us have to deal with our shadow side. And that is really, really difficult to do. But I personally believe that it is the only way to change the world. I have a lot of friends who consider themselves activists or who in their own way are trying to change the world. And I keep coming back to be the lighthouse and change the vibration. And tonight I wanted to talk about, what does that even mean? What does that look like in your day-to-day life? What is that practice? And you know, give you some like actual things to put a concept around that. So there's a great book out there called Power versus Force by David Hawkins. And he went in and he measured the frequency of different emotions. And so everything has a wavelength, right? A frequency. So just like red light and purple light have different wavelengths and different frequencies, it's the same thing with emotions. And what he found is that lower vibrational emotions, things that don't have as high of a frequency, are like forcing things to happen. And higher vibrational emotions are having power to create things to happen. And he uses the example of Gandhi as a person who used very high vibrational frequencies of love and peace. And he, as a single man, was able to change an entire country pretty much by himself. And it's because his vibration was so high. So what does that mean? Well, apathy is going to be your lowest vibration. So the opposite of love is going to be apathy, just not caring. Sadness, depression, anger, all low vibrational emotions, all things that try and force things. Courage is where things change. Okay, and it's we can use anger. Anger is an emotion that we can use to give us momentum and to move forward, but anger is not going to change anything. It's at courage and peace and love and joy and all of those high vibrational emotions that things will actually start to change. And so when you hear me say choose love, I mean that intently. Because if you are coming at something from anger, that is the emotion that will keep creating more anger. It doesn't move us forward. You can use that anger to find courage to move forward. But if you stay in anger, it's going to hurt you, right? It's not good for you physically, but it's also not going to get you the results that you want. And right now, I'm seeing some scary things. I mean, today is the anniversary of 9/11, and there's lots of people out there talking about, was that story what really happened? And even if it was, the pain and the anguish that came from that day is disheartening. And there's other things happening. There's lots of things in the news about the plastic in the ocean and the poison in our food and the vaccine debate, which both sides are very passionately angry about. And there's a lot of fear. Fear is a force emotion, okay? It's you cannot change what's happening in the world with the same energy that got you there. That's Albert Einstein that said that. I'm paraphrasing. I didn't exact quote, but that's an Albert Einstein. You got to change the way you're looking at things. And so when I say be the lighthouse, I mean literally open your heart up. And most of us have a closed heart because it is incredibly vulnerable to open your heart, because so many of us have been hurt in this life, right? And opening our heart opens us up to being hurt. But here's the thing. If you have a closed heart, you can't choose love because you can't give it and you can't receive it. There is great strength in being vulnerable and opening your heart. And when you open your heart, you're now speaking your truth from a place of compassion. So if your heart is closed and you try and speak truth, you're trying to do it from your third chakra, which is your mental body. That's where anger can come from. You're trying to force things and it comes out your throat and you can feel it in the tension in your neck, and it comes out in a way that turns people off or that causes fights. And that is not what we're trying to do in this day and age, right? We're trying to make real change. And in order to do that, in order for people to hear you and actually listen to your words, you have to speak from love. You have to be vulnerable. You have to be compassionate. You have to have the empathy to understand where they are coming from so you can have a discussion. Because we get nowhere if we're talking at each other. We have to talk to each other and with each other. And we do that from an open heart. And how do you do that? You have to go inside, you guys. Healing always starts within. Always. So if you're seeing a lot of anger around you in your world, if you're feeling a lot of pressure, a lot of stress, you need to go inside and find out what in me needs to heal so that what I see out there changes. Because Wayne Dyer always said, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And that, my friends, is how we change the world. And so thank you. I see quite a few of you watching tonight. I see some hearts, but I don't think there's any questions. But if you have them, as always, throw them in the comments and I will get to them as soon as I can. Share this video. You guys, when I do videos like this, very few people watch them and very few people share them. Why is that? Because the cognitive dissonance over opening our heart and being vulnerable is something most of us don't want to face. It's too hard. But when we do that, that's when everything changes. And today, I want to make an impact, and I want you to help me make an impact. Let's go out there and let's bring more love into the world, because that, my friends, is how things are going to change. Thank you for watching. I will see you tomorrow night. Good night.